Alright, hey guys, welcome back to Straight Smoke Gaming. I'm Straight Boss OV8.
This is Orb Smoke.
And we're back with the video that we promised yesterday. We're doing it today, a day late, because I really had some bad allergy issues yesterday. So, sorry, not sorry. So, this is the spicy tips for the Mark II, the Oppressor Mark II. Here you can see I'm in my terabyte going over all the different ways you can mod this flying bike. And this is how you get countermeasures. This is how you get the missiles on your Oppressor Mark II is with the terabyte. So you will need a terabyte eventually if you're going to make this bike the best vehicle that it is in GTA Online. So in this video, we're going to be going over some tips and tricks, maybe some things you might not know, maybe some things you do know. If you do know them, that's great. I'm just going over a couple of things that might not be as widely known as you would think. I do play with some high levels myself, and you know, I've showed a level 500 something that they didn't know about the Mark II. So when that happened, I was like, maybe I should do a video on some things that might not be well known. So that's what we're going to be discussing in this video. And coming up next here, we're going to show you how if you have your Oppressor Mark II, you will not be able to lock on to people that are selling three different things. They're Nightclub Goods, as you can see right here. I'm chasing Orb Smoke down. The hit marker, I could free fire that missile and blast his ass into next week, but I don't. But this is normally what people do. If they can't free fire and get you, they will spin you out. As you see, Orb Smoke goes flying, and he's sitting still there. I could fly up and free fire a missile easily at him if I wanted to grief him. Here, this is a business battle. This is another option. Oh, that was a good hit. This guy's free firing, chasing me, and he has to free fire because he cannot lock on. If you're in a business battle vehicle, your Oppressor Mark II will not lock on. You have to free fire it. It will lock on if it's a NPC in it, but it will not lock on if there is an actual player in it. And you see he tried free firing. He had one hit on me, which was impressive. He had two or so that were around me, and then the others were just missed. So, just so everyone aware, if you're brand new with your Oppressor Mark II, if you got it while it's on sale, which we recommended in the last video, get this vehicle. It's the best vehicle in the game. Know that you will not be able to lock onto someone driving a business battle vehicle. Anyone selling their Nightclub Goods, you will not lock on, and you will also not lock on to someone selling their bunker, aka a gun running shipment. You will not be able to lock on to them. So that's all the high levels know that by now, but if you just got your Oppressor Mark II, that's something you should know. Now next we're getting into the speed here. On the ground, the Oppressor Mark II is quicker. If you can see the speed when you're hovering above the ground, kind of like a Deluxo, when you're just hovering, you're really close to the ground, you top out about 128, 129 miles per hour. As you can see here, you go up in the air a little bit and you top out about 108. So you lose about 20 miles per hour. You're not going as quick. So you will be slower the higher you are off the ground. So that is something to be, keep in mind when you're flying around the city and whatnot, that you are quicker when you are lower to the ground. But as you can see here, I'm about to show you how you can maintain that same speed like you're hovering above the ground, how you can maintain that speed while you're up high in the air, no matter how high in the air you are. And that trick is with the RB. You hold the RB button and you will top out at 128 miles per hour, 129, somewhere in that range. And I have a friend of mine, she kept asking me, how are you beating me to certain areas, whether it's a point-to-point race or for the MC business sale that is currently out of the game, the duffel bags, you know, that sale where you race to the delivery point, and she'd have a lead on me. She'd start out first, and I'd still beat her. So she asked me, "How are you catching me and passing me?" I was like, "Well, you know, I'm holding RB down." And she's like, "Really?" I'm like, "Yeah. You hold RB down, you go quicker, even if you're high in the air." And here's a point-to-point between me and Orb Smoke. I did pick, in both point-to-points I'm going to show, I did pick a distance further away just to really show what I'm talking about, you know, that it's not just a short race, that it's a long race, and I lead from beginning to end, and even towards the end, as you keep watching the mini-map here that I'll be bringing up, you'll see that I actually pull away from Orb Smoke on this race, and he never really stood a chance.
RB is holding down RB is very effective. As you can see, I'm really far behind in this point to point, and you should it does bring you lower to the ground, but that's why you hold the left stick up. Going over mountains, it might be harder. Let go of RB. I suggest if you going over mountains.
Absolutely. I'm glad he brought that up. I actually forgot that. That is the one downfall to holding the RB and keeping that max speed while you're high in the air, is holding RB will make your Mark II drift down to ground level. So if you're going over mountains, which there's a ton of mountains in the game, you will drift down. So, I mean, I've fallen off my Mark II many a times just because I don't let go of RB, because I like going fast, as does everyone in this game in any vehicle. But yeah, you will catch the cliff and you will fall off your Mark II. Do not be deceived by the myth that you can't fall off the Mark II. You can, and you will. It happens quite often, whether you're hitting a mountain, a cliff, or a light post. As you can see here in this point-to-point, to further prove that the RB, holding RB with RT at the same time is the way to go, we're doing another point-to-point. This one, I gave Orb Smoke the lead, and you can see we didn't even leave the airport before I had passed his ass. That's how much quicker this is. This little trick or glitch or whatever it is. I mean, I know a lot of people assume RB is being the handbrake in most land vehicles anyway, and well, RB is like an accelerator for this thing. So I just wanted to get that out there. I don't know if that was something that everyone's known, and obviously if you're new to the Mark II, you don't know that, so that's why I wanted to let you know. At this point to point, I win rather handily. And what we're going to be talking about next, we're going to be getting into the countermeasures. I will let Orb Smoke be talking about the first countermeasure here, which is the smoke.
So yes, I will be talking about the smoke of the countermeasures, and
actually no, scratch out. We're not talking about countermeasures quite yet. First, we're talking about defensive. You get blown up in one missile, and I just wanted to show you how you can dodge. It's hard to do, but you can outfly a missile or two that's shot from another Mark II. Here, I was only able to dodge one before I flew into a building, and it was an easy kill on the second missile. There he locks onto me. I fly around the building, keep making loops around buildings. I dodged one. I end up dodging a second one here coming up. Locked on, missile coming up, hits a building, because that's what you do, that's what you try to do. If your countermeasures are out or you don't have any, try to, if you're in the city anyway, fly around those buildings. Keep doing circles. You can dodge 1 to 2, if you're real good, more. But that's, eventually they will catch you. Okay, and here's the countermeasures with the smoke.
As you can hear that little beep sound, I don't know if you know that, but that's me locking on to straight. Boss, that means I could hit LB at any time and blow him up. The smoke is just a poor attempt of trying to hide yourself, but how are you gonna hide if you're on a flying bike? It just doesn't make sense. This is by far the worst countermeasure, I would say. Do not pick the smoke. If I were you, I would at least pick the flare or chaff. Now go back to straight, boss.
Yeah, the smoke countermeasure, it's pretty, but that's about it. Next, we're going to go into the flares. I'm not too good with using flares because I don't use them. This was the first time I put it on mine, and as you can see, I didn't know how to use it properly, but I learned. The flares, you want to wait until you don't engage the flares until after you hear the missile coming towards you. There, I did it too early, and I got lit up, as you see rather quickly. Here's another little tip, real quick, that I wasn't even going to put in the video, but I realized it while I was doing it. If you're an MC president and your Oppressor Mark II gets destroyed, there's a 5-minute cooldown. Well, if you're a CEO, or if you're not registered as anything, you call the insurance. After your insurance says it's Gucci to call back in, you just call back in your personal vehicle. And you can see right here, I'm back on my Mark II in a hell of a lot less than 5 minutes. I'm back on my Mark II in what, 40 seconds? Okay. That's one way around that cooldown for the MC presidents. Now here I'm using chaff the correct way. I got good, and you have to wait until the missiles, don't use them right when you're locked onto. You have to wait for the missiles to start coming towards you, and then you use the flare, and that redirects the missile. As you can see here, okay, I'm locked onto, I don't use the flare, I wait, then I hear that coming, boom, do the flare, don't get hit. Wait, yep. So the flare's not too bad of a countermeasure. I like it, it's a good countermeasure. I prefer chaff though, that's what we're going to be talking about next. Now, the biggest tip I could give you about the chaff, and I might be the biggest tip or trick of this video, when I got my Oppressor Mark II, I got blown out of the sky so much in the first 2 months because I did not know how to properly use the chaff. I thought, oh, you get locked onto, use the chaff. No, incorrect. The chaff is a preemptive defense mechanism. You have to use it before you're locked onto. Once you're locked onto, it doesn't matter. Your ass is already dead, whether you deploy it or not. As you can see right there, me versus Orb Smoke, I put it out right when I was flying over to him because you have to use it early. If you use it too late, you're dead. And I didn't know that. It took me forever. And nothing in your terabyte, nothing in the countermeasures thing says anything about how to use it properly. But it took me 2 months and hundreds of deaths for me to realize that is how you properly use chaff. So if you guys take anything away from this, take that tip. to know how to properly use chaff. That'll save you a lot of deaths. Okay, that's about it for this video. Please leave a comment, a like, subscribe. If you have any tips or anything you'd like to see in future videos, drop it in the comments. We're always looking at what we could do next. Orb Smoke just made a Madden video last night, and go ahead and give that a check out. We're also going to be doing a little PvP action tonight, and that should be up tomorrow. Or it's going to be me versus Orb Smoke, and we each get a teammate. Alright, we'll see you tomorrow for that video.